I want people to get to know me a little bit, because I feel like everything happened so fast last year that nobody really had the chance to, sit down and think, who is this kid? They just hear the songs or see the social media stuff, but I think this is my chance to, kind of start scratching the surface on letting people know who I am.
You look like waves on a sunset, and you can crash on me all night. You look like wine in a truck, bet a little what I'm doing for the rest of my life. 'Cause
it's crazy to think we just hit a year ago since our first touring date. That was my first time doing it. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was doing. CMA Fest was one of those moments where it was my first CMA Fest. I was kind of just breaking out, and I get up on stage and there's, 8,500 people? That was probably one of the moments where I was like, damn, dude, this might be real. I might be onto something here. I've been looking forward to creating a project like this for a long time. When they sat me down, they're like, hey, I think it's album time. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go, let's roll. And the process was great. And the way I explain the process is just like, it was just me and a bunch of buddies making music. Most of the time we just sit down in rooms or, in the garage at 3 a.m. is how, a lot of the songs come to be, and just talk songs and talk ideas, and somebody will say something and I'm like, hey, we should write a song about that. Or it's very natural, it feels like. And I'll start some stuff by myself, or my buddies will start stuff and then they'll bring it to me, and that's how a lot of this album was created, was just us talking back and forth, and a lot of years of hanging out and just writing songs and having a good time doing it. What Not To is probably one of the hardest songs I've written. It's talking about those things that I don't talk about often. I remember sitting in the room that day, and I was with a couple of my buddies, and my buddy Chase McGill starts talking up about his dad and his relationship with his father, and we're just talking, a bunch of dudes in a room with wearing their heart on their sleeves kind of thing. We were sitting there talking for like an hour and a half, and then we looked down, we had this song in front of us, and called What Not To, and we were like, hey, this ain't too bad. So we put a guitar lick behind it, and I sang it down, and we listened to it, and we're like, wow, this it feels special.
Making a home out of a race down. Someday raising up a baby. Help me be with you.
Obviously it's not like a banging song or anything like that. It's not like a radio hit by any means, but it's one of those ones that I think I'll cherish forever, because I shared that moment with them. And I was trying to figure out for months what I wanted to call my debut album, and I think I just kept coming back to What Not To, and it's just a song about life lessons, living and learning. And I feel like this whole album is, just been stories about me living and learning. Whether it's girls, whether it's gambling, whether it's whiskey, whether it's my family, whether it's other relationships. It's just me. I feel like, yes, I'm really green. In a lot of ways, I just got here. But I feel like 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road, I'm going to look back and think that to myself, wow, you were young, but I'd still be proud of it. And I can look back and say, that was my first record, that was my first album. And I'm damn proud of it, I'm very goal-oriented. So I try to set goals, and I always have. Even back in football, I'd write receiving yards for the day, what I wanted, how many touchdowns. Like sometimes I would say 3-4 touchdowns. So I think my next step is, just growing the shows, writing better songs, and continuing to create. Hopefully a couple more number ones at country radio. That'd be nice. I'm very thankful for everything that I get to do. I get to wake up and do what I love every day, and you can't really beat that. There's no price on that. We're just scratching the surface. We're just getting started. I got a lot more stuff to say for sure.